Weston McKennie could make his debut for Leeds away to Nottingham Forest, which is kind of interesting because Forest was a team that also tried to get him. They tried to hijack that deal late, but he ended up at Leeds. You are going to be interested in this game, but you've made abundantly clear on Twitter the only reason you care about this game is because there are Americans involved.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I am excited and happy for Weston that he has found a place, and I will be watching. I said this the other day on Twitter, and I think I've talked about this before, but for many American fans, including myself, all right, not everybody, but for many, Leeds is our weekly must-watch EPL team. When I roll over early on a Saturday, Sunday, I make sure that of all the different games that I can watch, if Leeds is involved, that's the one I'm watching. And it's not because of their history. It's not because of their passion. It's not because of their culture, but it is simply because of the pride in that obvious American connection with Jesse Marsch as coach and with now all of these different players, whether it's actual U.S. men's national team players or even Jack Harrison, who played in MLS and comes from American University. That is the attraction. And let's be honest, Mosse, that is what is being sold when it comes to the Leeds brand. And if and when that changes, Jesse's gone, the players are gone, that American connection is gone, there will be those that stay. You need only look at the Fulham fans that were created during Clint Dempsey or Brian McBride's time. But many of us will look elsewhere. Now, does that mean that I don't recognize that long history? I talked a little bit about it on the previous pod, or I don't recognize that there is incredible support for this team? No. But what it did bring up was this discussion. It's kind of an evergreen discussion about what is fandom and this, the purity test for fandom out there, especially when it comes to American soccer versus, English soccer and or international soccer for that matter. But the reality is that you don't get to tell me what fandom is or what true fandom is, or actually you don't get to define it for me, and I don't get to define it for you. And so the point that I was trying to make, going back and forth with all of these Leeds fans, was to illustrate how in the modern business of marketing your brand, which is what these clubs are, marketing them globally, which is what they all want to do, it can be very different than the traditional marketing of your team locally. And so that traditional customer experience that we associate with teams, and the attraction and the connection to that product, it can be redefined. And oftentimes it's being redefined from 1,000 miles away. And look, I hope that if and when this ends, this Americanism of Leeds, that there are plenty of Leeds fans that say, that's my team. But I'm just pointing out the fact that this is why Americans, a lot of Americans, are watching. And I know I'm not alone. And it's different. If you're already a Leeds fan, that's different. But you can imagine the reaction from Leeds fans over there. Some of them even used actual full sentences, so I was impressed with that.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.